Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well today. Sorry, I'm a little later than I planned on this morning, but I'm glad to be able to actually be streaming. I tried last week, and evidently the internet in my whole area was going in and out for everyone. So thankfully now it seems like everything is working. So if you can let me know if you can hear things all right, that would be awesome. And I'd love to know where you're watching from as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in. And so if you're just joining us, I'm just going to be working through a design challenge. This is kind of what I typically do on streams, where I just pick something and then we just design it out or code it out or whatever it happens to be. So in this case, we are going to just jump into this UI design daily design. So these designs are they were created by a designer. I think they did this every day for, I don't know, quite a while. So you can jump in and grab this. There's a link in the description where you can go ahead and grab this if you want to follow along yourself. But all I've done is download this design, and they've done it in Figma, so you can actually get the actual Figma file. And then thanks to Figma's new VS Code integration, I've actually never used this yet. But I do have it over here, and you can actually access your Figma files directly in VS Code now. And I think there's actually a way to grab the assets from it as well. So we're going to see if we can do all that together, but I've just got an empty project here, so nothing in here at all, but we'll be doing all of our code over this way. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. And you can just drag this around and get access to all the stuff here. I think, yeah, it's this right here that you can kind of see all the stuff in. So anyhow, let's go ahead and just kind of jump right in. Let me start with, I think I'm just going to keep this real basic. We're going to have just an HTML file, index.html, and I'll also have a CSS file, style.css, and then I guess we'll just have the one image. So I'm not sure what's taking so long here, but in the meantime, let's come back over this way. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of think through what we're going to need as far as design is concerned. So, by the way, if somebody could just let me know that if you can hear me correctly, just because I've had bad experiences in the past with these live codes, I want to just make sure that I'm actually coming through okay. All right, so over here, let's just kind of think through what we're going to need, and perhaps, let's see if I pull this open, is this just giving me, yeah, it's just giving me that. So I think there's actually, yeah, okay, here's our color palette right here. So let's think through what we're going to need here. And, well, I guess let's start with the basic clear, after, and before. And I'll do box sizing of border box. And then I typically like to just set my margin and my padding to 0 so I can kind of control all that, but you can do whatever you want. And then we'll come over here and, oops, go ahead and get a basic template out here. We'll call this pricing card component. Hey, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Mishu. I think that's how you say your name. All right, and then I'll come over here and we'll do a link, CSS, and get that linked up. And then for now, we'll just say like hi or something. Okay, so we've got this. Let me go ahead and get this thing open with, well, I guess I could just, yeah, let's just do live server. I think this will actually open it up using another browser, but we'll figure that out. Hey, welcome. Yeah, so let's come over here and just come to local host 5000, just so we can keep everything right here in Chrome. All right, let me also just close this down here as well. Okay. So here we are, and this should say hi or H1 or something. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so back over to design, let's kind of think through what we're going to need. We already talked about needing to grab these colors, so let's do that. And I'll grab this right here. And I think you can just grab all these one after the other. So let's go ahead and do that. This is just a clipboard manager that will allow this to go a little bit easier. So inside here, we'll say colors, and then we'll name these in a second. So for now, I'm just going to paste these in like this. And if I can get this to work, one after the other. All right. Hey, welcome everyone. Oh, I nailed the name. Awesome, Mishu. That's great. Everything is going all right. I'm a little late this morning, so sorry. I just woke up late. So, all right. So let me go ahead and grab these. I'm guessing we're gonna call this like. Let me pull this up over here. Since this is a single design, I'm just gonna call this like dark or something. And we'll call this background. Maybe I'll call this text. Text background. And we've got a bunch of these kind of neutral colors. So maybe let's order them. And we'll call this neutral 1. And I'll come down here and just grab all these and paste these in here too. And then we'll just add them 1 to 4. All right. As far as the font, let's see what we got here. Open this up. I'm guessing it's like enter or something. Poppins. Okay. I've got that on my machine, but let's just go ahead and grab fonts.google.com. And we'll go Poppins. And I don't know exactly the sizes we're going to need. So I guess we need to keep this up here as we click around. So it looks like I've also got Merriweather. Okay. So we've got Merriweather normal. Poppins normal. Poppins normal. Normal, normal. So just 2 fonts, I think, or 2 typefaces. Okay, so we're going to grab Poppins normal, whatever that is. Am I missing normal? Medium. It says 500, so let's just grab this right here. And then I'll come over here and let's grab Merriweather. We'll do the same, just grab normal here. That would be this right here. Font weight 900. Oh, font style is normal. I was looking at the wrong thing the whole time. Okay, so we might have to go through and click through these things again. That's why you shouldn't code first thing in the morning. Or at least try to talk through it. All right, so that's weight 500. These might all still be the same. Yeah, font weight 500. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this then. And I'm just going to grab this and drop it directly in here. In fact, I guess let's drop it right above that CSS link, and then I'm going to grab these font families. All right, so over here, what we're going to do is I'm going to set up, let's close this down and shut down the sidebar. Let's do some font stuff, and let's go ahead and paste in, let's see that right there. Now what we're going to do is just call this font heading or something like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Oh, this needs to be a variable. We'll do font heading, and then we'll call this font body. And on the body here, we'll set the font family to my var of font body. That way we can shift it around if we need to and go from there. Pure CSS and JavaScript. Yes, that's what I'm planning on today. Just kind of keep it as simple as possible. If you haven't joined me before for these, I really just pick a design and I just code it without doing prep ahead of time, so you can kind of see my thought process. And for me, it helps because I get to see if I actually kind of know what I'm talking about, or if I'm getting, if I'm getting stuck for some reason. So then I usually get a lot of videos out of my live streams because I realize what I don't know, and then I go work on them, and then I do a video on them. So hopefully it helps everyone. Okay, so we got the colors down. Let's go ahead and think through other things we might need. We've got some spacing things, so that's 7. So let's just kind of catalog what we got here. I'll close this down here. We got 64 at the high point. These are 40. 42. I'm just kind of thinking through the different spaces we have. So 64, 40. I'm going to call the 40 and 42 the same. 24. So let's go ahead and get some of these down. So all I'm trying to do is kind of template this stuff out so that when we get around to actually, you know, coding this, it'll go a little bit faster. So we'll just call this space, and then we'll probably have like an extra small, maybe up to like a small, medium, large, extra large, and maybe 2XL. We'll see how this goes, but for now, we know that this is 60 pixels, and what was it, or 64, 42, 40, or the other ones we had 24, right? Okay. So let's come back over here. This was 64. We'll do 40 here, 24. What else do we have? I think we had 7 or something on the small side. There's 5 there. 5 as well. 7. That's like a 4. 28, 67. Okay, so we can kind of pull that from our 24 and our 60. Like, to me, if I get a design like this that's just slightly like not consistent, I'd rather just pick consistent values and then ask the designer, hey, what do you think about this? Here's what I did, and kind of go from there. But we'll go 5. Okay, so I think we've got roughly 5, and then I might, that's about it, honestly. 5 and 7 maybe. So maybe I'll come back over here. We'll do 5 pixels, 7 pixels, or sorry, 7 pixels, 5 pixels, and then I might just have one that's like 2 pixels or something like that, just in case I need it. Okay, so other things we can do for templating. Here we've got this border radius. Let's see what this is. Looks like it is 8 pixels. This one's 32 pixels. Do I have any other border radius? I mean, this full one. It's full, obviously, as well. Okay, so let's add those two. So we'll come in here and say radius. Yeah, no camera today. I don't want to test it with how bad the internet has been, so maybe I should have had it ready, but I was not full of faith this morning. Hey, welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, it's pretty casual, so I don't know if how much people enjoy this kind of stuff, but like I said, I think it's helpful for me at least, so hopefully if I enjoy it, people can enjoy it as well. We'll do radius large, because I don't feel like I can call that medium, and we'll do radius full. So 100% Vmax takes either the width or the height, whichever one is bigger, and makes it 100% of that. So it's guaranteed basically to be, I can't spell radius ever. It's guaranteed to be a full circle. All right, other things we need to think through. I guess we've got this border radius here of, oh, it's an SVG. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. I don't know that we've got a whole lot more to even think through. I guess let's do font size, the shadow, and then let's call it good and start actually getting this thing templated out. So we've got 32, 18, 18, 24, 32, 24, 18. Remember that. 32, 24, 18, 32, 24, 18, 32, 24, 18. Deal. All right, so let's go font size, 32. Oops. Let's do small, medium, and then we'll have large here. If I remembered those correctly, you can tell me if I didn't. 32, 24, 18. So that'll be the size of fonts. Back over here. I guess we could also think about line height. I mean, these are all on single lines. I guess this one isn't. I have like a line height thing here. Oh, 27. Okay, so let's look at this over here. I guess that's what I should have been looking at anyhow. 40. So 40, 27. This is kind of all over the place. 27, 27, 36. So what is 18 times 1.2? Okay, so it's 1.5 on most things. What is this? 40, 32 times 1.2. So this is more like 1.1. I don't know. 36. 1.2-ish. Okay, so let's just have those two, I think. That makes sense to me. So I'll come back in here. I'll do a line height. And here I typically like to do it like this, just to kind of keep it clear what I'm doing. So this is 1.2 for the line height. And then this would be 1.5, which would be most of the body. Okay, so inside here, let's do a font size of our font size small, I guess, for most stuff. Not sure I like calling that small, but that's okay. And then we'll do line height and line height here. There we go. And this will be our line height of 1.5. This is one of the reasons I really like using, if I can think of it now, I've done a video on it in the past, Open Props by Adam Argyle, openprops.style. Because he basically just gives you a bunch of these to start with, so you don't have to like come up with them yourself. And like if you come down here, let's look at like shadows or something. He's just giving you these props that you can use, and then you can change them as you want to. So what I do is I just point usually my own custom variable here to one of his props, and that way I don't have to like type these out all manually. But anyhow, let me jump over the chat real fast, Hugo. Thank you for your Astro series. Hey, awesome. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Hugo. Yeah, I probably won't update the actual series just because YouTube doesn't really let you do that. So, but I will probably do a new series. There's not that much new in 3.0, at least the way they've been doing it. You're not like getting tons of breaking changes. It's more like, you know, they give you more tools more than anything. So I think, I'm not sure. I can't remember if the image thing is officially out yet or not, but that's one of the items. I didn't do anything yet with middleware, which I think is part of 3.0. There are a couple other things I could have included that I didn't. Like they've upgraded some of the content collections, which I did a video updating that project to using content collections a little bit after it. And then the other thing was, what else did they have coming out? Oh, the view transitions API. That looks really cool. I haven't gotten a chance to play with it yet, but I'm hoping to do a video on that soon. So there's several like nice, really nice quality of life improvements, but I think typically they try not to do massive breaking changes. And it seems like they kind of use the 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 more for like marketing than like official like semantic versioning, but I could be wrong there, but I'm glad to know the series was a help. Okay, so let's go ahead and just copy this text. All right, so I'm going to grab all this. Let's just go one after the other if I can get this to copy. This I probably want to do in some kind of like, I don't know. I'll do it in like a JSON file and load that up, or I don't know, something. I guess we're using plain JavaScript, so I probably shouldn't do that. Okay, so I think that's everything I need here. Let's jump over here and let's see, can I split this? You know what, I can just pull this up this way. All right, so let's assume that this whole background is our body, and then I'll just have like a container here, and inside here I'll have a class of card, and then let's paste these in one at a time. So this is the only thing on the page, so it probably should be the H1, I guess, but normally I'm guessing that wouldn't be the case, but let's just do it. So I will paste this in, try for free, and then here we'll just have a paragraph that says all this. And now this is probably going to get wrapped in something, so maybe we'll call this like card header. And next below here, we'll have like card options or select, something like that. And these, I think probably what I'll do is actually make them select items. I guess it kind of depends how you do this, but I mean, usually you'd be using React or something more dynamic for a pop-up card like this. But let's go ahead and just, I think let's just make these selects for now. Or why don't I make this a radio? Input type of radio. I can't see anything. Okay. Input radio. We'll give this a name of like, what should I call this? I don't know, like deal, yo. And then we'll have another one, and both these need to have a different value. This will say monthly, and this will say yearly. Yeah, I think that'll work. And for now, I'll just leave all that alone. All right, now these will be inputs here. What I want is, we can kind of do this in a couple different ways, but we could use the has selector and select the parent and make this like a wrapper div. The other thing I can do is wrap all of this. I think maybe that's what I'll do. I'll wrap all this in an input. No, and a, what's that thing called? Label. Can you tell it's early in the morning for me? We'll come over here to 4, and these don't need to be here because we can just grab these directly off. These are, it's already connected because it's wrapping it. But here what we'll do is we'll have a span that says monthly. And let's go ahead, I'll just add a class here of uppercase, which will be utility class we create for that. And let me see if I can zoom in just a touch. That's not helpful. Okay. So this will be span here. And then what we'll do is move that up top. We'll have a flex child inside here. So like right here, this will be one half. This will be the other half. And what we'll do is hide the input. So the input will actually stretch to this whole container area of label right here. So I'm going to do, well, yeah, we'll do that in a second. So for now, what I need to do is basically create a flex section. What I typically like to do is find these little sections like this and add them as like flex small or flex large or flex whatever. So I don't exactly remember what this would be. 24. So it looks like it would be a flex large. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll call this flex large, and then we'll just have utility classes that give me flex items and grid items and that kind of thing as well. So we'll come in here and we're going to have that SVG. So I guess let's just kind of leave that there for now. And then as the second child, I'll have this stack, and this grid stack, I keep forgetting I'm not looking at the actual thing here. These are all, what, 5 apart, I think? Yeah, so we'll just have this be a space small. So we'll have this be a grid small. So grid small. And that's where we will put this monthly, and this can just be a paragraph. That's fine. What else do I have? We'll also have another paragraph that says that. We'll have another paragraph that says that. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and actually just copy this down, and we'll just get rid of this right here. And we'll call this yearly, and then I'll paste this in. You know what? That was that best value thing, which we need to add. Normally that would be some kind of toggle in your database, or like a Boolean in your database, like is best, or you know, whatever that thing is called, best value. But either way, that would also be right inside here. And for now, we'll just say best value and come back around and style that. All right, so let's close this stuff down here. Card selects. Down below here, we're going to have another stack here. We'll call it like button card CTAs or something like that. And I should probably be consistent here with this double dash. And we'll have 2 things in here. We'll have, yeah, I guess we'll have 2 buttons. This one will be button primary. And here it'll just say continue. And then secondly, we'll have, why is this a div? Button like that. Okay. And then this will be button with button and button secondary or something like that. Or outline, how about that? Okay. And I will also make these a flex extra small. And once again, I need to be consistent with these. Let's just double dash all this stuff. That way it's all the same. Okay, so we're going to have 2 things here. We'll have that span that says continue with, and then we'll also have an image that is the PayPal image logo. And then finally below here, we're going to have a link, and this will point to nowhere, and it will say that. All right, so all that to say we've got something over here. Could be better, could be worse. All right, let me jump over to the comments here. Love your content. Hey, awesome. I'm so glad they've been a help. Landing page challenge in front of mentor with Tailwind. I have a question, okay? I get a Figma designer for 375 mobile, 768 tablet, 1440 desktop. How do you usually target the breakpoints? Do you target exactly 768 with media queries? Asking from the point of view of making a container with auto margins for the content to sit in, but I'm not sure what the best practice is for that. Yeah, so usually, I mean, if you're lucky, you'll get that kind of breakdown from an actual designer. So I usually snap it at those points, so that way if they can check those points, then that works. You know, with there being a massive difference between the 768 and the 1440, usually you'll have to create another breakpoint somewhere. But what I do is make sure that at those breakpoints it looks right according to their design, like it looks spot on. And then I basically make my best decision between them, like my best guess, and let them choose if they don't want it to be like that. And then I'll show it to them. So that's what I would do. I don't know if that's helpful at all, but yeah. All right, we need to get a move on. We're taking forever on this project already. Let me come in here. We're going to go ahead and just grab this box shadow. And I'm going to add this. Here we're just going to call this shadows, or I don't know, other stuff. Here I'll have my shadow, which is the only one we've got. And I need 0 pixels as the starting point here. All right, let's go ahead and grab the card, and we'll have a box shadow of our shadow. There we go. Let's also min height is 100V height, or we can do DVH if we want to. The other thing, let me actually get this over here. We'll do display grid on here and place items center. Let's do a padding of our space, I don't know, medium, that'll work, which is something. Not going to show me. Okay, 7. Let's do large then. All right, so inside here we've got padding. We can actually start moving quickly now that we actually have stuff. That was 2XL, which is that 64 pixels. Border radius was var radius of a large. There we go. Let's see, the background here should be our var neutral, maybe. That ain't right. Let's see, do I even have a color for that background? I don't know that I do. Maybe I'm not supposed to use this. Oh, it's this. What is this? Oh, that's just white. Okay. So, yeah, I guess we'll just add white. Which I know is just the color, but, you know, in this case, I'd rather just have it as a variable. So here we'll say background. And then let's go ahead and copy this down. And here we'll say white. All right. All right, so back over here. This first stack is 7 apart. So we're going to do some templating out. Here's where something like SAS would be helpful, but honestly, with it being this small, it's not a big deal, because all you have to do is say display grid and then gap of our space small. And then you just copy this down and change stuff out quickly. So like something like this, grab this first one, hit that, go medium. Same thing here, go large. Same thing here, go 2XL. Or I guess we have XL first. And then finally 2XL, was that everything? Or did I have an extra small too? I had an extra small too. I don't know that I'm gonna even use that. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then basically we're gonna do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna copy all these down. And now I just get to select all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and change these to flex. So now we've got utility classes. And yeah, I'm not gonna use SAS just for that. So I'll come in here and say like utils. And now some of these things already started to take up the space they need. But what I can do is also come into this card now. And where's this card? So we can do this in a couple different ways, but probably since it's already spaced out by this 40, I can just come to the card and say grid, I think it would be XL, and it just spaces it out for you, which is cool. All right, let's also create some more utility. Let's do like text utils. And here I will do text center, text align center. And the other things I'll do, let's do the uppercase, font transform. What is that? Text transform, uppercase. So right there, that gets uppercased automatically. Anything else I need to do as far as utilities are concerned? These should be spaced out as well, but they're not. So let's just double check. So these are card CTAs. I guess I don't really need special classes on these since I'm just going to do like grid large or something. There's 16 apart. Did I even have a 16? Let's pick the next closest thing. I had this. No, I didn't. Okay, so let's just bump all these down. We'll go 7, 5, and then 16. That seemed like a weird jump anyhow. And then I might need to adjust some other of those things, but that means I should be able to come over here and grab this medium, grid medium like that, and that will stack those up. Grid small now becomes extra small. Flex large now becomes medium. Flex extra small becomes small, I guess. We're gonna have 2 items in here, so anything else I need to change? Grid extra large, that's still the same. Okay. Let's think about anything else that needs to be stacked. This right here, these are in 16 grid, same as this. So we'll do the same kind of grid thing for the card selects. So grid medium, and that stacks those up. And these 7, I think these are already grid extra large. No, the card header needs to be grid small. All right, which should be that 7 across from each other. Yep, space small. Okay, so I think that's it as far as that's concerned. Let's also throw a text center on here since these are center aligned. And then let's cap this 336. Yeah, we can do this in a couple different ways. Maybe let's just put this back on card header, and we'll just grab this and drop it in here. Card header. I mean, and technically, we can use the built-in to the browser nesting if we want, like this. So we'll say like max width 330 pixels, something like that. We'll go 40. Awesome. Hey, welcome, Anish. Let's just kind of keep creeping this thing out. Sure. What's this supposed to be like? Maybe it's just that this font size is way too big. So let's work on that next. And that way we can actually see what we're supposed to do. This H1, I think it's the only thing I have like that anyhow. So let's include this as a text util. So what I'm going to do is style this as H1 like that. I'll say font size is var font size large, font family. We could just do Merriweather, but font heading is what I want here. And then to see this, what I want to do is add a class of H1. I typically like to style my headers different from the tag, so I can use whatever semantic tag I want and just tag on a class at the end, and it'll kind of take on what it needs to. Here we're going to go line height. This will be 1.2. Font size, we already got that. Okay, so I think that'll work. And this might be about right then. 350, something like that. Okay. So we're going to call that section good, I think. Let's see. Let me just make sure I got all these colors correct. So that's my dark color, also my dark color. Okay, so as long as we've styled the entire body. I guess we should just kind of keep it on the body here. We'll go text. There we go. Okay, so next we got this section. We've also got the buttons and this little section down here. So maybe let's do these inputs next. So I can just grab the label itself. Let's also, I guess, get the SVG where we're at it in a second, but here we'll do like inputs, and I'll just grab the label, which I wouldn't do for a project because you'd want to give this some kind of class, but I think this will work. We'll do border. What's my text, or let's just pick a random one for now. And for the size, we'll do like 2 pixels solid, and then check it out. So definitely not that. So it's whatever the E9 one is. So we'll look at that in a second. It is 7 pixels and my small border radius. Okay. So we'll change this to 7. And then let's jump up here. It's the E9 one, which I don't even see. Okay. So I got another color we got to get right here. So whatever that color is, I'm guessing it'll be right here. Let's do neutral 5. So I don't know if it's maybe supposed to be that same one, but well, no, because it needs to stand off against the background. So that's fine. Let's come down here. We'll go neutral 5. And then border radius. We have our radius small. All right, padding here. We're going to do var space of something. We'll check that out in a second. But before we do anything else, let's go ahead and grab these SVGs. Now, isn't there a way to download this? Assets? Hey, wait a second. Okay. Son, let's grab this. Let's say like empty check or something like that, or check empty. Check empty. Is that going to download that to my project? Goodness, okay. That's pretty cool. Is there like 2 here? No? Where can I see the layers? Group 1? Oh, there. Okay. So can I download these together as one asset? I don't know. I guess not. If I come back out. Okay, well, I can download this. SVG is not an option. Okay, that's fine. We'll call this PayPal. And let's come back out here. I guess we'll call this ellipse. That's fine. I'm sure there's a way to customize where that drops in, but for now, let's just leave it like that. And then we'll just call this check. All right. See, I'd rather group these and then download them together so I don't have to do all that. But let me come over here for now. And for this SVG, we'll just have an image tag that points to empty check for now. Okay, for both these. And this I'll just leave empty because I don't need it to be anything they can click on. I actually want all this stuff to be invisible to the clicker, and this be the only thing that matters. So, well, technically this input would be the only thing that matters. So let me just grab this for both of these for now, and we'll just drop these like that. Okay. I think that's all good. Grid extra small, that's stacked properly. So let's take these labels, and what I want to do is position relative to them. And then everything else inside. Well, first of all, the inputs inside. This would be position of absolute. And inset of 0, which stretches it the whole kind of section, as you can see here. So anytime I click anything in here, it should, switch between these two. So now we can take the opacity to 0 and just hide it like that. There's other ways you can change that too. But what I want to do is now decide if this thing has been checked to actually change the border on here. And we'll just use I think we'll just use the has selector. Since we're already doing nesting anyhow, we'll just say if it's been checked, which I have to do this with in native CSS here. If it has the checked status, then let's see. Maybe I should nest. Yeah, so this needs to go because I'm using has. Yeah, so I need to say if this has an input with the type of checked, then I need to pull this in. No, yeah, like this. We'll just change the border color to whatever it's supposed to be, like 2 or something. Did I do that correctly? No? Input checked. I guess I could do it like this, right? Let me take this off. This is what you call this, right? Somehow I'm not thinking through this correctly, so let's jump back out of this thing. Yeah, so if this is selected, the label has. Let's just come out here. So we'll say if label has input with the type of checked, right? That's all I'm asking. Then I would just set it like this. Okay. Not sure what the nesting was doing, messing with my brain there, but let's just leave it like this, and we'll say border color, and we'll change this to that. So all I'm saying is if this has a child that has an input that's selected, go ahead and change the border color. And it looks like it needs to be thin as well. So now I do need to come back in here. 1 pixel solid, and then whatever the other color is. So let's come over here and see what that is. My guess is this is now a new color. How do I get out of here? CSS, get out of here. Dev code. Okay, here we go. So this looks like a new color. Again, let's see. Come back over here. Yeah, I definitely don't have this. So we're going to call this accent, I think. And then we'll come down here and just change this up to border that. And we'll call this accent. Come on. Okay. There we go. Not sure I love that that is changing like space like that. So I guess there's a couple things we could do. We could do that and then add like a box shadow. It's like 5 pixels solid. Far background. What will that do? Nothing. Okay. Cool. Let's just make it real obvious. And if we do it over the top, box shadow. Oh, what am I doing? That's not how you do a box shadow. We'll do 0, 0, 0, like that. Okay, so that goes on the outside. So what we can do is change this. This is kind of going to be hacky, but we'll change this thing to our background, or to white. So that actually won't change except for the color. So I'll say border color will be that. And then what I want is this one to be 7 pixels. And can I make it like inset somehow? Yeah, so let's do 7 pixels. With the inset though, it doesn't have a border radius. I'm just trying to avoid the like weird jumping back and forth. Maybe, how else would I do this? Or I won't be jumping. I guess I could make this. Yeah, probably the thing to do is set this box shadow. And we'd make this 7 pixels. So we go 0, 0, 7 pixels. Not a blur. Not like that. Because this box shadows don't take up space. Yeah, this is probably the best thing to do. And then just come in here and change this to 2 and to accent. It still doesn't look awesome though. So what we could do is change this and say this needs to be 5 and it needs to be white. And then this needs to be 7 with that color. Now these things feel like they're not spaced out enough, but at least they're not like jumping around like crazy. It doesn't quite seem enough anyhow, but so let's go ahead and just change around this to be like large. Something like that. Okay. So what we're doing is using that input to style everything. What else do we need to do? Let's go ahead and add this best value thing here. We'll just call this pill. And let's style that up. So pill, background color, var. This is also my accent. And see, because it's in a grid container, I can change the size of this in a couple different ways, but probably the best thing would just be to say max width is fit content. That way it only takes up the space it needs. Let's see, color would be var white, I'm guessing. As to its size, this is just my normal size. Looks like we've got some padding, 4 and 16. Let's go ahead and split this so I don't have to keep going back and forth. So we'll go extra small and medium on the padding. So padding would be var extra small and var medium, like that. And then we'll do border radius of var full. Okay, I think that's good. Man, this sure looks too big already right here, but come inside here. This looks like this needs to be a little bit more spaced out, maybe. I don't know. It just doesn't look big enough. Let's change that to small, I think. And then maybe what I can do is grab this and do a grid extra small. Something like that. Let's go small here. And then here we'll do grid extra small. Okay. Let's finish this thing up. Yeah, that still doesn't look right. I think just maybe these should all be 1.5. The whole body is set to 1.5, right? Yeah. That's set to 1.5. Yeah, those should all be spaced out enough. I don't know. Still don't look spaced out enough for me, but let's come back over here. Let's get the buttons next, and let's move on with our lives here. Let's go down to, what do we call this? Let's go and grab, for now, I'm just going to grab the link by itself. So let's come in here. We'll just grab the link, and we'll say that this needs to be a color of our, I'm guessing it's like accent or something. We'll do text align center, and that's pretty much it for that. Let's grab the buttons, and let's first of all just kind of shape the button itself. So this needs to be a max width of fit content. We'll do padding. Oops. also grab a utility on these here. We'll do place items center. And here we'll also do that. So we'll do place items center is place items of center. Come on. All right. So now they're at least in the center. Let's come back to the button down this way. I'll say that the padding needs to be something. What does the padding need to be? 24, and then this just has like a width on it. I guess that's probably the best thing to do actually. So let's say 24 on all this. So we'll say var space large for 24 all the way around. Let's do font inherit. So we'll inherit all the font properties from the body, sizing, all that kind of stuff. Do background color here. We'll leave that to the dynamic stuff, whether it's one or the other. What else do I need here though? Let's go ahead and set, this is a fixed width of 350. So let's say max width is either, see whichever one is, do I want it whatever one is smaller or bigger than? I guess we'd want it like this, fit content or 350. Right? What is yeah, I just want to give it these two things. I thought you could pass it, stuff like this, but maybe not. Okay, so let's just do, maybe this has to be width. No? Okay. So we'll just do max width of 350 pixels. We'll say width is 100% and call it good. Okay. Border radius here needs to be var full. Border is none. Background color we'll set in a second. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, okay, so now we've got these two different colors, which we called button primary and button outline. So we'll say button primary, background color here of accent. And we'll change the color to what my guess would be white. I think we're good there. Probably also on these, I want to set the cursor to pointer. That way we actually get a little cursor there. Do they have any kind of shadow or anything? No. And that's also not even the right color. Text. All right, and then we've got button outline. And for this one, we'd have background color of our, guessing background? No, it's nothing. Okay. White. We do want a border on this though. Sure. Let's see what it's actually supposed to be. 3 pixels, solid, and that stuff. E9. That's our new special one, right? Yeah, neutral 5. All right, so neutral 5, let's pull this thing in here. Which probably means, honestly, that this should have a border too, just so they look the same size. Okay. Now we're supposed to have an SVG in here too, right? Or that image, PayPal. And for now, I'll just leave that alone. This should say like ARIA label though. because it doesn't really have anything. I think pay with PayPal. And then we'll just leave this alt tag it alone here. Let's see. Let's also call this like PayPal. Give it another class. Actually, I might be able to just place items center. That's because I need those to be, I think. Is this gonna work? Yeah, but it's gonna shrink it, isn't it? Well, I think what we can do for now then is just hard code this width. Not probably the best idea. I still have to adjust that anyhow. Let's not do that. That's a dumb idea. Alright, so let's come back in here and just add PayPal like this. And we'll just say PayPal. And this should be... What did I erase? Why is this all the way over here now? I don't know, we'll figure it out. Okay, so this would be, I want to grab the second item here. I'll just set this to fit content, something like that. I think it's trying to take up equal spacing. Yeah? No? Oh. I put that in the wrong thing, I think. Okay, so this is the one I need PayPal on. Okay. So I still need this to have place items center, right? And then I think I am gonna have to set this to a width. And what I'll do is just max this. Or a minute, right? Whichever one's smaller. Oh, I can't do that because 100%. Okay, let's just for now set this to 350. Why is this not respecting me? Respect me, son. So let's just set this flex grow to 0 or something like that. I should also be able to come in here to this one, say justify content center. Okay, well, I made a meal out of that. Okay, so now we've at least got these set and ready to go. Let's see, place items center. Why is this all of a sudden messed up? Text center. Huh, I'm not sure what it did here. Card header. Let's do margin inline auto. Okay, so last thing I have to do is just to swap out these icons. I think is also probably honestly what I will do is, let's see, because it wouldn't let me grab. Let's just take that frame and I'm going to copy this down. We're going to grab the check and that will be right there. So what we'll do is class like check class empty check empty. I don't know, probably that empty like that. All right, and so we've got a class of check. We're all over the place now. This is quite disorganized. Let's come in here, say check, and this will have background color of our text. Let's see, what is the size of this thing? Oh, come on. (48 by 80, 43 by 88. What? Am I looking at the wrong thing? 43, okay, so it's 43 by 43, okay. So we'll say width is 43 pixels. Height is 43 pixels. Justify or align self, center. Border radius, 100V or full. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. So look, yeah, looks pretty similar to that. Okay. So we'll go ahead and have that. We'll also drop the same thing in up above right here. Again, normally you'd be using some kind of reactive something here. Flux large and flux medium. Those are not the same. So I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Let's say something like that for now. Okay, then what we're gonna do is just hide this, I think. So we'll just say hidden. And hidden, and then I think we'll just, oh, let's just do it like this. That way we don't have to use JavaScript. Where is my pill check label? Okay, so if input is checked, we'll do something. Otherwise, we'll say, what do we call that? Check and check empty. So check will be display none. Oops. If input is checked, then we want the sibling of check to be display block. This is the sibling, right? No, it's the flex medium, and then, okay. So we're gonna grab this is getting a little messy, but flex medium, and then we'll grab its child check. Okay, like that. On the other hand, we'll come in here and say flex medium check empty is now equal to display of none. All right, so could be cleaner because especially this right here, like if we change this at all to like large, for instance, now it won't work. So if I came over here and changed this, and I wouldn't have later have a clue of why this was changing. So I don't really super love this, but I've already taken way too long on what is a very simple design. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so all that to say, we got the design done. It might have taken us like an hour, but hopefully that was entertaining for somebody. I haven't actually been paying super close attention to how many people have been in and out. So I would probably not watch this stream, but you know, I'm not going to make decisions for you. But we are just having fun, so hopefully you've enjoyed this. This still seems too big, so I'm going to calc this mess and do like 0.7, 0.2, 1.2. There we go. That feels better to me. All right, well, hopefully that was helpful. I will probably, I will probably also would do something like cursor pointer, not there, but probably here. Yeah, so that way you actually get this cursor pointer. I don't know what else we'd do here, but these would go somewhere or do something. Maybe just for kicks, since we've already taken our time, let's just come in here and add like an app.js or You got to add confetti, you know? Confetti, JS confetti. Where's the one I've done? My journey. Wow. I didn't know I had a journey. It's like a new Chrome thing or something. Okay. Yeah. JS confetti. Yeah. Okay. So since, let's just come in here, drop this bad boy down this way, and then we just have to do this. So let's grab our buttons. Document.query selector all. We'll grab all of our buttons. And let's say buttons for each. For each button, we want to add an event listener of click. What is this? Okay. Let's restart this. All right, we want to add a click event listener. Or when they click, we run a confetti thing. Okay. Oh, I gotta hook this up. So let's come inside here, and we'll do script, src, app.js. Guess technically we'll do it like that, and we'll make it a type of module so it loads after the body. And we could also import, I suppose, if we needed to. What did I call that? Confetti. What? Oh, this is a class. What am I doing wrong here? I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Let me know if I'm doing something stupid. It's quite possible. For each of these, class a button. I should be able to come in here and what am I doing wrong here? I should be able to event listen on these. For each button, I'm event listening on a button. Let's just, I have no idea what I'm doing. Why is this not working? Oh, duh, because I'm not clicking on the right thing. Okay. Say you need to stop streaming without say you need to stop streaming. This is what it's supposed to do. Goodness. Okay, well, hopefully you enjoyed that. Okay, well, we need some confetti to end this once and for all. Let's see what else we can do in here. That's right, we can add emojis. So let's do this, and let's add emojis, and I'm going to add my own emojis. Let's do emojis that describe this stream. How about that? The white eyes, for sure. I'm not sure what it says about me that these are like my most used emojis. Not sure any of these work. Maybe that one. Let's do another face palm. There we go. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. And I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. For anyone who stuck around this long, I had other stuff to do today, so I was going to make this like a 30-minute stream so I could finish stuff up this morning. But, you know, I don't know. That's what happens when you start streaming like 3 minutes after you get out of bed. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Happy coding.